Hey gamers, are you looking for a Metroidvania game similar to Hollow Knight in this 2025? Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll be talking about the best games, including some new ones that are similar to Hollow Knight-style Metroidvania games. But before we get into the list, I want to let you know about the best place to buy games at the cheapest prices with huge discounts. If you're looking to buy games at the best prices, there's only one place to go, and that's at Instant Gaming. Seriously, Instant Gaming, it's my go-to spot for grabbing games at crazy discounts. Not only do they have some insane deals, but they're also doing giveaways. Here you're not going to find discounts like this anywhere else, trust me. Believe it or not, this is the perfect place to buy games with amazing deals. They've got games for all the major platforms like PC, PS5, Xbox, and also Nintendo Switch. So what are you waiting for? Go check out your favorite games with Instant Gaming by click the link in the description and save some cash with amazing discount in Instant Gaming. By using my link, you're not just saving money, but also support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. If you've been waiting for Silksong's Hollow Knight but don't know what to play, Islets can be a great comfort. You play as Eiko, a little mouse trying to reunite 5 islands that have long been separated. To do this, you'll have to find and activate the magnetic core of each island. In typical Metroidvania fashion, you'll gain new abilities as you progress, from double jumping to wall climbing to dashing. Rather than simply returning to previous areas with new abilities, Islets unlocks entirely new areas when you connect 2 islands. This could mean more challenging platforming, hidden bosses, or geographical puzzles to challenge your brain. Tai Soul Link is a 2D Metroidvania game that blends elements of action RPG, platform adventure, and deep storytelling with decision-making. The story revolves around the Soul Link relationship between Hiro and Chloe, a 9-year-old girl. Once separated, Hiro must explore a dangerous world and face corrupt synthetic machines and ghost guardians to save Chloe and uncover the mystery of the Soul Link. You play as Hiro, a white fox with constantly evolving abilities such as double jump, dash, and fox vision to overcome obstacles and defeat enemies. The game offers a gameplay experience that focuses on brutal combat, exploration, puzzle solving, and emotional story development. Voidwrought is a 2D action platformer game set in a cosmic horror world with stunning hand-drawn graphics. In this game, you take on the role of Simulacrum, a mysterious creature that emerges from a cocoon with the purpose of collecting ichor, the blood of the gods, from the monsters that guard it. This game features smooth movement, various abilities, and challenging boss battles. You can find and use over 50 relics and souls to customize your playstyle. Sometimes, the game also surprises players with sudden boss fights or gives important upgrades just by completing side content. Dragonloop is an upcoming Metroidvania game with a unique concept that combines time travel, exploration, and exciting combat. The game tells the story of a female protagonist who loses her memory and gets trapped in a time loop for 5 days. Together with her partner, players will explore a world with strange time changes, escaping the cycle of reincarnation through exploration and combat. The game also offers intense, high-speed boss battles. Each boss has a unique attack style and pattern, requiring players to make the most of their abilities. Constance, a 2D Metroidvania where you play the main character named Constance, an artist trapped in an inner world created by her deteriorating mental health. The gameplay feels fast-paced, challenging, but not to the point of frustration. But what impressed me the most was the platforming mechanics. The combat felt satisfying, the platforming was responsive, and the exploration fulfilled all the classic Metroidvania elements perfectly. The developers also plan to add an accessibility feature similar to God Mode in Hades, where damage resistance increases every time the player dies. Last Vanguard is a Metroidvania game with an aesthetic feel inspired by the World War I atmosphere. Unfortunately, this game did not reach its funding target on Kickstarter. However, the development team continued to develop the game as they had spent 5 years on it. They chose the early access route, which is quite risky for the already saturated Metroidvania genre. This game has unique mechanics such as cables that generate energy when used to attack enemies. Players can also build shelters that generate money and protect against losing money when they die. Seedless Light is an upcoming 2D action-adventure game that offers a mesmerizing gaming experience with a focus on combat and exploration. The game not only challenges the player's abilities, but also invites them to ponder and understand the story behind the world created. One of the exciting features of Seedless Light is the ability to summon weapons with different powers and abilities. Each weapon offers a unique fighting style, ranging from quick attacks, great strength, to range and special moves. This provides variety and depth in combat strategies. Deviator is a 2D Metroidvania that offers an addictive gameplay experience with a dark world. At the core of Deviator is the parry mechanic, which is at the heart of combat. Players must time their deflections to reverse enemy attacks, adding a layer of strategy and satisfaction to each battle. This mechanic sets Deviator apart from other Metroidvania games, requiring players to hone their skills and adapt to the various enemies and bosses that populate the game world. This game is like 9 Souls, but the dark feel is like a Hollow Knight game. What do you think? Mendacium is an upcoming Metroidvania game that features a prehistoric world full of tribal reptiles, with the main theme of evolution at the core of the story. With a focus on reptilian themes and evolution, as well as unique gameplay, this game has the potential to be an interesting addition to the Metroidvania genre. Combat: instead of using an energy sword, the main character now uses a spear and a bow, with a combat system that requires the player to switch between the two weapons. The spear is used for melee attacks, while the bow deals bonus damage when used from a certain distance. Players can also use traps and magic to counter enemies, adding strategic depth to combat. Nara Facing Fire is a highly anticipated fantasy Metroidvania game developed and published by Glowing Glade Studio. The gameplay offers a combination of fierce combat, challenging platforming, and exciting escape sequences. Boss battles are also a highlight, with creative designs and adrenaline-pumping difficulty levels. As you can see from the trailer, the game has smooth and responsive controls, so if you like this game, put it on your wish list right away. Eden's Guardian is a 2D Metroidvania game that mixes dark fantasy with a gorgeous pixel art style, taking cues from epic stories like The Lord of the Rings and popular games like Elden Ring, Blasphemous, Hollow Knight, and Dark Souls. At the core of the experience is the Living Sword, a unique weapon that also serves as a handy tool for exploring the world. Players can throw the sword to specific locations and instantly teleport to it, making platforming, combat, and navigation seamless. This innovative feature not only enhances the gameplay, but also deepens the connection between the player and the world of Eden's Guardian, promising a captivating and dynamic adventure. Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is the sequel to Ender Lilies Quietus of the Nights, which was released in 2021. It is a Metroidvania with engaging hack-and-slash elements, full of exploration, challenging combat, and a dark atmospheric world. The combat system in Ender Magnolia is very similar to Ender Lilies. Lilac cannot fight directly, but instead summons homunculi that have various fighting styles, such as melee attacks, long-range shots, defensive attacks, and automatic aerial drones. For those who have never tried the series, Ender Magnolia can be an interesting entry point into the world of Ender. Bow Path of the Teal Lotus is a very beautifully hand-drawn game. It uses a 2.5D hand-drawn visual style with colors. When you look at the design and story, it's clear that Bow Path of the Teal Lotus took a lot of inspiration from Hollow Knight. In the air, Bow can bounce off enemies with downward attacks, just like in Hollow Knight. It's a simple mechanic, but it's got a lot of strategy to it, especially later on when the boss fights get more challenging. But instead of fixing the game's flaws, it just makes some things worse, like the maps that are not well defined and the really hard platforming challenges. Crowsworn is an indie game that mixes the Metroidvania elements of Hollow Knight with the dark and gothic atmosphere of Bloodborne. If you've played Hollow Knight, you'll probably notice the similarities right away. Visually, both games have a similar art style, with smooth and detailed 2D animations. But the similarities aren't just in the appearance. The gameplay mechanics are similar too, like, it's got a fast combat system with precise melee attacks, high mobility, and challenging boss battles with unique attack patterns that players have to learn if the game adds unique and innovative elements. Crowsworn could be one of the best Metroidvania games of all time in my opinion. Nine Souls is the latest and greatest Metroidvania game out there, mixing the genre's signature exploration with a combat system that's similar to Sekiro. The game takes place in a fantasy world that's a unique mix of cyberpunk and Eastern mythology. Players will follow the journey of E, a hero awakened from his long slumber, to seek revenge against Nine Souls, the fallen ruler of the world. With fast-paced combat, a parry mechanic, a touching story, vertical exploration, and hand-drawn animation, Nine Souls is a strong contender in the Metroidvania world. It's coming out in 2024, which is great news for fans who were waiting for Hollow Knight's Silksong. Do you agree with me? And that's it for today. What do you think about this list? I know there are best and new Metroidvania games that's similar to Hollow Knight that I haven't mentioned yet. Feel free to tell us your favorite in the comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss another great list. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.